We discussed the possibility.
Tonight, President Trump says his phone call with Vladimir Putin lasted more than an hour, the pair focusing on Venezuela, nuclear disarmament, and the Mueller report.
He actually sort of smiled when he said something to the effect that it started off as a mountain and it ended up being a mouse.
While special counsel Robert Mueller found no criminal conspiracy between the Trump campaign and Russia, he did find a vast Russian effort to meddle in the 2016 election. But today, the president said he did not raise that with Putin. Did you tell him not to meddle in the next election?
We didn't discuss that. Really, we didn't discuss it. We discussed 5 or 6 things.
But telling Fox News overnight.
I don't want Russia or anybody else playing around with our election.
Now Democrats are intensifying their calls for Mueller to testify. So will the president stand in the way? Would you like to see him testify?
I don't know. That's up to our Attorney General, who I think has done a fantastic job.
Attorney General William Barr has said he's open to Mueller testifying. And on Venezuela, the president revealing Putin said this.
He is not looking at all to get involved in Venezuela, other than he'd like to see something positive happen for Venezuela.
Just days after Secretary of State Mike Pompeo blasted Russia for convincing embattled President Nicolas Maduro not to leave the country in an interview with Lester.
The Russians told him to stay, not to depart for Havana.
Now, the president also said he will decide over the next week or so whether to exert executive privilege to block former White House counsel Don McGahn from testifying to Congress.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.